Welcome to Esalen Live, where we chat with change agents and swim deep waters in an ongoing exploration of human potential. I'm your host, Christine Chen. On any given day, a dose of healing for whatever ails or challenges us is very welcome. But what are the keys to healing? Shamini Jain, the CEO of the Consciousness Healing Initiative, also an author and a scientist, returns to Esalen Live with some ancient and modern methods to share with us, and maybe some secrets to our personal healing superpowers as well. Maybe we didn't even know we had those. Hi, Shamini. Welcome back.
Hey, Christine, so good to see you.
So good to see you too. And if you are watching us on Esalen Live and you have any questions during this or have any thoughts about what Shamini is speaking about and it's helping you in any way, give us a little heart emoji, a like, or make a comment and maybe a question. So let's talk about this trauma, energy shift, so many ways to describe what we've experienced as a collective society in the last couple of years. Obviously, how do we begin to tap into our own healing powers? Because there's only so much available outwardly. And you're saying inward, if we look inward, the keys are within us.
Absolutely. And well, this is what we know from biofield science, right? The study of energy and information as it connects us and heals us is that, first of all, healing is an ongoing process. It's a restoration toward harmony and interconnection because that's who we truly are. And if these times have taught us anything, it's that we have to constantly be able to connect in with the wellspring of energy and connection that is within us. And that's what's so beautiful about these practices. Look, there's always going to be something in our lives. We're just coming out of global pandemic. Now we hear that there is, war brewing now already in the Ukraine. So there are things. And what we're learning from the science, of course, is how deeply we're interconnected. And the more that we can tap into the wellspring of energy within us, the more that we can maintain grounding, resilience, and positivity, even in unprecedented times.
Yeah.
So, this is a wonderful lesson for us. And honestly, it can be very joyful. And I want to say that, Christine, saying that when we talk about tapping into a wellspring of joy and energy, we're not talking about bypassing. We're talking about being able to have sufficient reserves so that we can be there for others as well as for our own healing. It's
Do
really
you mind if
important.
it is very important, and I love the way that you said that, and I want to get back to that wellspring of joy in a second. If you're enjoying what Shamini is offering and the idea of not bypassing that we have to do the work if we want to heal ourselves and help each other in the process, give her a little love. Wanted to ask you about the biofield because some of the people who may have not heard about the biofield, well, they're like, well, what is that? Is it in me, and can I see it?
It's a great question, Christine. And as you know, I dive in deeply into my new book, which sounds true about this, because it's really the study of energy and also information as it guides our health. And it's not really mysterious. We look, for example, at the biofield when we look at things like EKGs and EEGs. We look at the electric readouts of our heart and brain, and it tells us something about our health. And, there's so much more to this that I share in the book, but it's all very evidence based. We are bioelectromagnetic beings. We emit biophotons, we emit magnetic and electric energy. And as the ancients knew from their practices, including Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, and so many forms of meditation, we can also tap into the subtle natures of our energy. For example, working with the chakras, working with the energy in our bodies, which we haven't been able to measure directly, but we can look at healing therapies. I have so many studies that I cite in the book. There are hundreds of studies looking, for example, at biofield or energy healing across so many traditions. And the evidence shows us that these can affect us all the way down to the cellular level. Energy is very real. We can connect with it, we can feel it, and we can use it to augment our healing journey. That's the great
Mm.
news.
And so many of us believe in the power of energy to heal. And you just brought up the chakras. So, in this particular conversation here on Esalen Live, we're going to look at the keys to healing through a couple of different chakras that you think are key and contain the keys to healing for right now. So, the first one we want to bring up, and this is, I know we're not supposed to have a favorite chakra, but this is my favorite chakra, is the second chakra, Svadhisthana. Can you explain to us why this is the wellspring of life energy that you referred to before?
You bet. Well, we know, for example, that all of our chakras are wheels of energy. Chakra actually means wheel, right? So they're hubs of large centers of energy, has been described in numerous cultures, not just the Indian culture. And Swadhisthana chakra is very special because it connects us with our creativity and our feelings, what we might even call our first feelings. And if there's one thing that we've learned throughout this time, it's that we've got to flow with our emotions. And connecting with Swadhisthana chakra helps us do that. So when we connect with this energy center, we begin to feel fluidity and we can tap into emotions that might have even been stuck in our field that might be causing pain, stagnation, fatigue. And we begin to learn how to breathe and move with it so that we can release any stagnant emotional energy that might be in the body or in the energy field that's just been sort of getting in our way. And we learn from those emotions. So it's a great reservoir for both flowing with emotions and also connecting with creativity, which is a huge healer for us.
Huge healer. I'm definitely missing a little bit more of that these days. Everything is about work. Um, my question for you is like when you talk about tapping into it, connecting with it, is there something that you can show us right now that's quick or just a little bit of a taste of what we might feel if we tap into the second chakra?
You bet. Well, Christine, as you know, I'm a big advocate for using your big healer, which is your voice and your sound maker. It's a lot of what we do in our workshops. And so we can actually tap in to the second chakra or the Swadhisthana chakra and this wellspring of creativity simply by using our voice. And we
Do you
don't
want
have to
to
be.
give people a taste of it right now at home? Do you want to try this with Shamini? Yeah, give us
Yes.
a thumbs up if you want to try this with Shamini. And have any questions, just float them into the chat. But I'm going to give Shamini the mic to take it away. Do this with her.
All right, yeah, please do. You have a beautiful, unique voice, and when you tap into sound, as you all know, many cultures sound is consciousness. Sound, basically it's an amazing healer. There's so much to say about it, and I share more and deeper in the book and in my teachings. But let's just do a real quick practice so you can see it for yourself, feel it for yourself. So just taking a nice breath first. Breathing normally, no right or wrong way to breathe. You can keep your eyes closed for this if you like, or open, but just make sure that your feet are touching the ground. Whether you're sitting or standing doesn't matter. If you're sitting, just make sure that your spine is kind of straight. And then as you breathe into the body, we're just going to make a simple ooh sound. You said just literally pursing the lips and going ooh, okay? And we're going to use that ooh sound, use the pitch that is, the pitch of the tone and the volume that's comfortable. This is not about making a large sound. And we're simply going to go sliding up and down the body and see if we can resonate around the bladder, which is the area around your second chakra, right just below the navel. And we're really playing. You don't have to make a tune. You can stay with one note. Ooh. But we're really here resonating in the hips and in the bladder. You might feel it in the lower legs. And we're just starting to free up the energy in a soft, sweet way. As you do this, just feel as if the sound is almost like water, carrying a resonance and a washing away of any residue down the legs and out the feet with the sound, your own sound.
Mm, I love
Ooh,
that. Love it.
ooh, ooh.
At
Hmm.
home, that if you practice this with Shamini, let us know how that resonated with you. I definitely felt that lower down in the body. And then I also want to honor that you think this is very connected to the way we ascend to our voice moving through the third chakra. Lots of thumbs up for that practice, by the way, Shamini. Tell us about how Manipura, the third chakra, helps us with authentic expression.
You bet. So I studied a lot of what I know from energy healing with my teacher, Reverend Rosalind Bruyere, who's a master healer teacher. And I'll just give you the quick rundown, Christine, so we understand how this flows. The first chakra, or the root, is literally who we are. It's just beingness. There's nothing else. It's I am, right? The second chakra is I feel. It's my first feeling, as we just talked about. Manipur chakra is I think. So that old saying of Descartes, I think, therefore I am, is kind of backwards in this model. It's I am, I feel, I think. So when I'm grounded in my body, I'm grounded in presence, I bring my spirit all the way into my body. I begin to feel my feelings. And then I can begin to skillfully express them because I'm rooted in my body. I'm rooted and connected with the earth. I'm feeling my feelings. I'm feeling my creativity. And then I get to express that. So the third chakra is really cool because it's very clarifying. It's connected with the air element and the fire element in different traditions. So here's where we're literally beginning to air out our feelings and practice wise discernment. We let go of what we don't need and we express what we want to. So it's very much about being authentic with who we are, how we're feeling, and learning to express that in ways that we enjoy and that are beautiful.
Mm. And Bonnie said yes on the oohing. She felt it especially when she was humming it. So thanks,
Mhm.
Bonnie or Benet. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name, so I hope I got one of those right there. Shamini, let's talk about this one here. A lot of times we don't talk about Vishuddha, the fifth chakra, the communication chakra. I feel like whenever there's a practice, it's like heart chakra, second chakra, seventh chakra. But why is this little one so important? It's such a big one, too.
Well, it is. And actually, it's a great one, a lesson for our times. Of course, all these chakras, as you know, connect with each other, they inform each other. Sometimes we may think like, oh, I need to use my voice. I need to speak my truth. And some people connect that with Vishuddha, but it's so much deeper than that. Vishuddha chakra is all about true co-creation with the divine. So what does that mean? It's connected with ether, the etheric element, which is connected to the nature of our soul and perfection in the largest sense, not being perfect in our perfectionism, but literally knowing that we're part of perfection, right? That perfection is within us, our etheric template, for example. So honestly, the best way to connect with Vishuddha is to be silent. That's the really cool thing here is that, we get grounded, we feel our feelings, we express them, we connect with the heart, we ask for support and guidance, and then we hold silence so that we can listen to what wants to be co-created through us and within
Mm.
us. And that's what makes Vishuddha chakra so powerful is that the more we're resonating with the vibration of the truth of who we truly are, and we're open to the silence, then new possibilities begin to emerge. And that's what makes Vishuddha chakra so incredibly powerful. But the
Mm.
silence and space is actually key to Vishuddha. Sometimes we don't realize that.
Bill Donius, he is one of our board members. He is watching right now, and he said he's loving this discussion. I wanted to ask you, Shamini, about the fifth chakra, if there's a quick practice that we can tap into for listening, because the silence is a lot of the times just listening, really being mindful and hearing, paying attention to what's happening around you.
That's actually a beautiful practice. So, the practice of mindfulness and mindfulness of sounds is a really lovely practice for the throat chakra. So, we can actually just practice this for a few seconds right now.
Go ahead.
We're literally holding space. I'm going to hold silence, and I want you to just experience the expanded space that you hear and feel as you hold presence and silence in the body. As you do this, you'll begin to feel the movement of energy through the body, actually. It's amazing when we just simply hold silence and presence, what can open up. And we really need that refuge in times where we have so much stimulation.
Mm. I love what you're doing here and helping us tap into our healing superpower of listening. And because there's a lot of words exchanged, and the word let's amplify these voices has been very frequent in recent months and maybe even the past year in particular, all of that is great. What I want to ask you is In this listening, in the superpower of the fifth chakra of hearing, how does that help us shape when we want to then raise our voices?
Well, one, we have not just an understanding here, but a feeling here that we're not alone, right? So when I'm using, quote, my voice, I'm speaking for us, right? I'm speaking for a larger group than simply my own self. And so by holding silence, we learn about what needs to be expressed and what is most skillful to articulate in that moment. And we do so with a recognition that this is a co-creation, that we're speaking for community. You know, it's taking me to this beautiful song that you might have heard, Christine, that was created by Alicia Keys and Brandy Carlisle a couple of years ago. I think it's called A Beautiful Voice.
Mm.
And, you know, that song really says it right there.
Well,
When
you
we hold silence and we listen like that, we realize we're speaking for more than just our conditioned mind or our conditioned self.
well, you can't miss with those two, and you can't miss with Shamini's new book as well, called "Healing Ourselves: Biofield Science and the Future of Health." Mr. Chopra himself called it "Practical Keys to Healing." And Shamini has a workshop coming up at Esalen as well. If you want to join her, the Healing Keys, Biofield Science, and the Future of Health, March 18th through 20th. And you'll be doing some of these exercises that we did here on Esalen Live and so much more.
Oh yeah,
Send her a
it's going to
little
be a
love.
party. It's definitely going to be fun. So be prepared to come and play. You'll learn a lot, but you're going to explore yourself, you know, to a really playful degree.
I love it so much. It's always a pleasure to learn from you, Shamini. Send her a little love in the chat. Just so much valuable healing advice for now. Everyone, have a great day. See you, Shamini. We'll see you another day. Have a
All right.
beautiful time at Esalen. If you're lucky enough to go to her workshop, enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Breathe, everybody. Have a great day.